First off, congratulations to last week's winner of the Death Touched Dragon Whelp Companion. Hey, what's up guys? Grim here. Now, I had just posted a 61 Warlord Paragon Tempest build last week. So why would I make another video of it this week? It's because of D-Day. I don't always get to read the Rift forums, so I didn't know that D-Day had already posted a PvP Warlord Paragon Tempest spec. So whenever I went through all the work of putting up my video, and when I went to put it on the forums finally, I seen that 2 weeks prior D-Day had already posted a spec similar to mine, but once I checked it out I realized his is a little bit better probably. So I started running with that spec. I tried it out and I absolutely love it. So now I need to share it with you guys. He's got it detailed on the forums, but I'm going to make a video and show you guys exactly how it looks in action. Also, walk you through it a little bit. So all props to D-Day on this spec. Thank you for posting it, and I hope you guys enjoy. Okay guys, let's get started. First off, let's go to the souls. Okay, we've got 61 Warlord, 13 Paragon, and 2 into Tempest. Now obviously you fill up your entire Warlord tree for the 61. For the 13 points in the Paragon, we've got 5 points into Teaching of the 5 Rings, 4 points into Weapon Familiarity, 1 point into Wrist Strike, and 3 points into Grace of the 5 Rings. Now that's a whole lot of damage being added there with the Disarm. Okay, and then we got 2 points into Amped. Now that increases our damage some more, but the main reason we're putting 2 points into it is so that we go into it enough to get Skyfall. This is so that we don't have to put Shock Pulse into our finisher macro or anything like that. We've got a ranged finisher now. So now let's go on to our macros. Okay, this is our build macro here. We got hashtag show King of the Hill, cast Piercing Thrust, cast King of the Hill, cast a Quick Death, cast Rising Waterfall, cast Empowering Strike, cast Shock Pulse, cast Arterial Strike, cast Backhand. Okay, on to our finisher. We got hashtag show Killing Field, suppress macrofailures, cast Killing Field, cast Breaking Blow, cast Skyfall. Now, if you remember in my last Warlord build, I had to put Shock Pulse there so I would have some kind of ranged attack whenever my melee finishers wasn't close enough to connect. But now that we put 2 points into Skyfall, into Tempest, we got Skyfall to put there instead for a ranged finisher. Okay, now into our pull macro. We got hashtag show Sergeant's Order, suppress macrofailures, cast Sergeant's Order, cast General's Order. Alright, our charge macro is hashtag show Into the Breach, suppress macrofailures, cast Clear the Breach, cast Into the Breach. Our burst macro is hashtag show Decisive Strike, cast Piercing Thrust, cast Decisive Strike, cast Rising Waterfall. And then we got our heal macro, which some people want to keep these two abilities on separate buttons, but I like to put them together. That way the first time that I hit the button, it'll just heal me, and then if I feel like I need to heal and I feel like I'm on the verge of dying, I can hit it a second time and it'll cast the no permission to die. So we've got hashtag show no permission to die, cast Battlefield Medic, cast, no permission to die. Okay, that's our macros. Our buffs are enhanced conductivity, way of the river, deadly posture, ready posture, and focus of body. Okay, let's go into how this build works. So if we've got a target, usually you always want to charge in or pull. That'll allow a lot of debuffs to go off. It'll set up your decisive strikes and all that. So any kind of disconnects are actually a little bit good for this class, because we can charge in and root the person and reset all the debuffs and reset our decisive strike and all that good stuff. So our priority is to get our surges up though. Tactical surge is very, very important. Now, as you can see, it increases damage by 20% and incoming healing by 5%. So that's something you always want to have up. Now, the second surge that I usually put up, it's a little bit situational because it's got a downside. It increases attack power and weapon contribution by 25%. Now, that's the good part. The bad part is it also increases the damage taken by 10%. So you're going to receive more damage while this battle surge is up. So if you feel like you're right in the middle of all the enemies and some of them are hitting you, do not put this surge up. Only have tactical surge. But if you're running around and getting to tee off on everybody, yeah, put both of them up, because that's a lot of extra damage right there. Okay, so that's our priority, is to get them surges up. So we'll charge in, start our builder, and now that we've got 3 combo points, we'll go ahead and put up our first surge. And as you can see, I got K alerts to alert me of it. Okay, 3 points, we go ahead and put up our second surge. Okay, and we can hit a finisher, and then we can start hitting a burst macro here. Hit it, get everything teeing off, maybe build up a little bit more if you want to, and then always remember to use your battlefield experience, because it resets everything. So you'll begin hitting everything all over again. You see, the damage will start all over at its big numbers, and you'll do a lot of damage, man. And then remember to hit your burst macro often. So you can see it's pretty simple. I mean, as long as you've got your 2 surges up, you're alright. If you're going to receive damage, of course, don't put up your battle surge. But yeah, just charge in, build up some points, get your tactical surge going, and if you're able to tee off on people and not receive a lot of damage, go ahead and get your battle surge up, use your finisher, and then burst. You know, if you get somebody a little bit low, go ahead and burst them. And if you need extra burst, go ahead and pop off your battlefield experience. Just be sure to use both your burst and your builder and finishers while you've got the battlefield experience up, because some of the abilities are in both. So yeah, switch between your burst and your builders. And also it's got a lot of utility. You can do 2 charges, 2 pulls, you got to interrupt, you've got a snare, you've got a disarm, you've got your heal with no permission to die as well. So it's real useful. Alright guys, I'm wanting to include an additional spec in with this video, because the one that I just went over and explained to you guys is an amazing spec that I'm running, and it does tons of damage, has lots of utility, and it's what I'm running. It is what I prefer. However, this spec here was provided to me by Repthor. He swung by my stream and he said, I noticed that while you're out killing all these players that you're running out of energy, and if you're not able to burst down a healer or somebody is getting healed, he noticed that I was running out of energy, and then my damage went down significantly. So he provided this spec for people that may want to have more consistent damage. It isn't going to burst as hard, but it is going to be able to consistently put out the damage and keep your energy up a little bit better than the spec that we went over just shortly ago. So it is a 61 Warlord, 9 Rift Blade, 6 Tempest build. Okay, obviously fill up the 61 into Warlord, and then on the Tempest side you will put 5 points into Amped and 1 point into Elude, which will also give you another trinket because Elude removes all crowd control effects, and that'll go nicely with your break free for a second trinket. Okay, into the Rift Blade tree we got 5 points into Elemental Flux, 2 points into Surging Energy, and 2 points into Elemental Empowerment. The buffs, the only thing that'll change with your buffs is instead of putting up Way of the River, you'll now put up Stormblade for your buff. The macros and everything will stay the same. Nothing else will change. You'll still do pretty good damage, and you'll still have your utility of the Warlord tree. So everything will stay the same. Alright guys, I hope you enjoy.